Hi, and welcome back. Thanks for being here on this Monday, which just turned out to be a pretty nice one weather-wise after a bit of a slow start to get there. Nevertheless, it's the 19th day of April. Hope your weekend went well, and again, thank you for starting off your week with me tonight. I have, of course, headlines tonight, which will include, and I'm going to try to talk to some of those folks involved. I had some meetings today and was unable to do so, but a dramatic horse rescue over the course of the weekend. I do have some photographs and some information to share, as well as 3 people arrested here in Magoffin County, ounces of methamphetamine, tens of grams of heroin, and the list of seized items by local law enforcement does indeed go on. I have your state COVID update for this evening. Nothing on the local front tonight, but we'll of course touch base with our public health director later on in the week. First and foremost, a few very important items of business. We have officially posted a job opening here at the Sagersville Independent, and I want to go into that as well as a reminder of a few other areas that I've been looking for some help with for quite some time, so far to no avail. But first and foremost, and most importantly, the newspaper is taking applications for an office manager. The applicant must have experience with Microsoft products, doesn't have to be vast, it can be trained, but to some degree proficient with computers and at least a quick learner as well. Ideally, the candidate we would like to have great oral and written communication skills, the ability to multitask, and a strong connection to our community. Essentially, not just answering the phones, but there are certain items of software that are used on a daily or weekly basis in help of the production of the Sagersville Independent that are very important to the process. Normal business hours are Monday through Friday, 5 till 9. We are posting part-time and a full-time position. As far as the pay scale, well, that is to be discussed and largely will be based as well on experience of the individual that we do hire. Resumes and references can be sent to Heather, my editor, Heather at SalyersvilleIndependent.com. Please send any information you have to get the ball rolling. We're looking to fill this position as soon as possible. Again, the position of office manager for the Sagersville Independent. It goes with a lot that I just mentioned in regards to having your ability to know your way around some Microsoft programs and the like, but it's also being able to talk and interact and have a sincere interest in the community, and that's a big part of the job as well. So pass that along, please pass that along. Now, at the same time, I've mentioned it here in the newspaper and on social media and the like for some time as well, but I'm still looking to find someone, of course, now that everyone is most everyone, or at least a lot of folks, have gotten vaccinated, that we can start to bring some new individuals in. I'm looking for someone to work in the signs department of the business. Not necessarily the design or running the printer, the large, wide format printer that I have, but as well, and perhaps more importantly right now, in the application and assembly process, if you will. Trimming banners, making banners that have already been printed, maybe applying window clings, things of that nature, putting together signs, yard signs, and the like, that type of thing, which really requires a good eye and a steady hand and attention to detail, and a bit of a creative side goes a long way. I'm also, as I mentioned just last week, I'm in need of some folks to work desperately. I also need someone to film the local governmental meetings in Johnson and Lawrence counties. That's something that I do as a service and a part of the news as well every month. City Council, Fiscal Court, Board of Education meetings in both Johnson County and in Lawrence County. That is something that can be discussed, but I essentially try to pay just a flat scale per meeting, regardless of how long it lasts. That way it's of interest to someone to do. And you're talking about anywhere from 7 to 8 to 10 or 11 meetings a month in that regard. So please pass that along to anyone and everyone who you think might be qualified, capable, and interested. So with that said, stay tuned. The headlines for tonight begin right after these messages.
Bud and his staff at Parkway Pharmacy are proud to announce the newest member of their team, and yours, pharmacist Dustin Jones, who's actually the grandson of Janet and the late Paul Jones of Dixie in Salyersville. And his addition of over 12 years of experience in inpatient and outpatient services gives you unmatched availability and care when it comes to your health and medication.
Parkway Pharmacy, where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
From birthdays to ball games and anything in between, feed your crowd with a Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe party platter piled high with both hot and spicy and crispy buffalo wings, fried pickles, jumbo breast strips, mini corn dogs, and jalapeno poppers, all for just $36.99. And here's a little tip. Always get extra mini corn dogs when you get the party platter at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And remember, you can always call ahead 349-3626.
With the power to bring us together even when we're far apart, we keep families connected. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today.
A quick COVID update on the state level, as Governor Beshear this afternoon announced a pretty decent Monday in regards to total new cases, 231. The positivity rate down just a bit from where it was when I left you last week at 3.46%, with the governor still pleading for Kentuckians who haven't to get their first round of vaccine.
We have 231 new cases of COVID-19. Of those, 168 are individuals 49 and younger. This is going to be a statistic we're going to start talking about because this virus is now hitting people, again, 49 and younger, at a much higher rate than it did before, and it's causing much more significant issues in that population. So a very significant portion of today's report falling in that age group. Our current positivity rate, 3.46%. And today we're reporting 9 deaths, 4 that come through the local health department route, and 5 that continue through our death certificate audit.
From there, the governor saying, quote, "Let's be clear," as he addressed the vaccine. "We will have a 4th wave of this virus unless we get everyone out and get vaccinated. As long as there's a significant group of unvaccinated individuals, there are hosts for this thing to mutate in." Currently, we have 1,665,196 people, give or take, 37% of the state population, who have received at least their first dose of the vaccine. However, it's going to take 2.5 million, as we have heard, to ease up and do away with the majority of the restrictions that we have been living under for close to a year. The governor saying that when the vaccine was in high demand earlier in the year, the state was giving out about 90 to 95% of the available vaccine. But in the past 2 weeks, less than 50% of the available doses. Right now, there's approaching 500,000 doses sitting statewide that could be given out. And 150,000 doses, in addition to those, will be here as soon as tomorrow. The governor using data from our long-term care facilities as an example of why the vaccines should be on everybody's top priority list.
The vaccines have done incredible work. I mean, look at our long-term care report today. Again, staff, always now, we have more positives among staff than residents. Why? Residents got vaccinated at a high rate. The staff did not. Thus, those that are most susceptible in a facility that would even catch it easier are not getting it while the staff is. So 6 new residents testing positive, 10 new staff, 0 new deaths again. This is now my favorite part of these updates, which have been so hard, especially on long-term care, when we can say 0 new deaths.
Again, an old local COVID update tonight. We will have that, of course, later on in the week, possibly as soon as tomorrow. I'll be right back. Making headlines this evening, 3 people arrested in Magoffin County on serious drug-related charges. It was after a traffic stop for speeding that the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department arrested a total of 3 people with a total of more than 4 ounces of suspected crystal methamphetamine. That's ounces, not grams. Tens of grams of heroin, a Taurus 9mm handgun, for which there were 2 felons in the vehicle, all 3 facing serious charges.
35-year-old Melissa Arnott was the driver of that vehicle, in the car with her 37-year-old Alvin Ratliff Jr. and 31-year-old Matthew Mullins. According to citations, after Deputy Dewey Marshall made a traffic stop on, I believe it was Cow Creek, for speeding, he conducted a search of the vehicle after getting consent, and in all found a number of containers that totaled in all about 4.5 ounces, not grams, but ounces of what's believed to have been crystal methamphetamine. Also a number of other containers, in which one there was over 36 grams, another over 20 grams, another over 14 grams of gray powder, all believed to be heroin, as well as 2 needles with a purple substance inside, 1 needle with a clear substance, a Suboxone, and a 9mm Taurus handgun. 4.5 ounces of meth and over 71 grams of heroin. The driver, Arnott, was charged with reckless driving, trafficking in first for methamphetamine, trafficking in first for the heroin, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of controlled substance in the second degree. The 2 men, Ratliff and Mullins, also faced the same drug charges, but they as well both faced charges of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, as they are convicted felons with that handgun in the vehicle with them. All 3 were lodged in the Big Sandy jail. Melissa Arnott had posted bond or bailed out as of earlier this afternoon.
And this is one of those stories that we have to follow up on, and regardless, in some form or fashion, here and or in the Sackersville Independent, hopefully both, we'll try to talk to those involved. But some steel frames of a dramatic horse rescue over the course of the weekend.
The Magoffin County Rescue Squad wishes to thank the Oil Springs Fire and Rescue Department as well for their assistance, because without them, this would have been a much more daunting task, and it was daunting nonetheless. We'll find out more, I promise. This is too amazing of a story. Look at the pictures that we have here. That is not a small horse by any stretch of the imagination either. We'll show you an after picture here in just a second, but these frames taken from the scene around Goose Creek Road in a, not a remote portion of Magoffin County, but several miles out of Sagersville. 2 riders on the horse riding, having a nice day over the course of the weekend when, unbeknownst to them, they rode over something that was covering an old abandoned well. The front of the horse, its front legs, and its body and its riders made it over safely. But when the horse stepped its rear legs and its weight on whatever was covering that old abandoned well, it fell through, all the way to essentially its head. 2 front legs could be seen just a bit. Other than that, it completely swallowed the large animal. They used winches, ropes, a lot of different lines, a lot of muscle, as you can well imagine. And remarkably, I am told by Carter Conley and the rescue squad, in about an hour or so, they were able to get this animal freed. I am astonished, and I promise we will find out more about this. This is look at that. It's just hard to imagine that it was that successful, but indeed a successful horse rescue. And not only did they get the animal out, but the animal was out and then walked away safely and calmly and essentially as if nothing had happened. But what a story it made. One we'll try to elaborate on very, very soon. But for now, that's all I have. I have just a couple of updates on tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Every Tuesday from 10:30 till 12, tomorrow is a Tuesday, the Farmers to Family food boxes are given out at a location in Prestonsburg. That location is specifically 114 Rising Sun Lane for the Victorious Faith Church, distributing these Farmers to Families food boxes. No paperwork, no income requirements. Show up and then leave with a box filled full of fresh produce, liquid milk, dairy products, and meat. First come, first serve, one per family, 114 Rising Sun Lane in Prestonsburg at the Victorious Faith Church. This week starts the second week of cleanup in Magoffin County. The District 2 Magoffin County countywide spring cleanup campaign starts today. It runs through Friday. Remember, try to get it out this week. But next week, they'll take the week off just to kind of go back and make sure that they didn't miss anybody. Then the following week, it's District 3's turn, the 3rd through the 7th. And the Sagersville Citywide Cleanup Campaign runs throughout this whole time. Call the City Hall or the Judge's Office if you have any questions, and call me whenever you have a calendar announcement or a birthday or anniversary. Frazier's Prater Drug Store is Sagersville and Magoffin County's oldest firearms dealer, and they're working hard to keep what you're looking for in stock and at unbeatable prices regardless of the pandemic. For example, in stock right now, Ruger American rifles in .243, .270, and 7mm starting at just $349. That's $100 off MSRP, and they sell everything in the store less than MSRP every day. Like this Mossberg Patriot .243, Glock 44s, a big punch in a small package with this Bond Arms 45 410, and more. All ready to go today at Frazier's Prater Drug Store in downtown Sagersville. Get absolutely every mile you can out of the season with great deals right now at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Get up to $70 back on a set of new Coopers or new Hancooks, up to $120 back on new Michelins, up to $150 on new Goodyears, where you can keep your stimulus money and drive safe with 6 months no interest. At Conley Tire in Staffordsville and at conleytire.net. Always the time for new beginnings and redecorating, or at least adding a few new favorite pieces to your home decor. And the Seasonal Shop has just finished resetting their entire home decor section with all new merchandise. It's all there. Classic favorites, new trends, and the unusual pieces that can set your decor apart from everyone else. Farmhouse, timeless blue and white pottery, natural woods, beaded accents, bohemian, bees, lemons, copper, white pottery, and equestrian. It's all there. And it's all there with local delivery, layaway, and curbside pickup. It's the only place like it. The Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. Now let's take a few moments and see what we have in store. I know you've been hearing snow and cold and, well, yeah, it's possible. I really don't have the word snow in the forecast. I did when I left you on Friday, and I know there's been some talk of it over the course of the weekend. Some models showing the possibility of some April flakes. So let me just walk you through the latest update from the National Weather Service, which has us well above freezing tonight at 39, mostly clear, and a calm wind for the rest of your Monday. We'll see a little patchy fog in the morning, but otherwise sunny. And check it out, a nice day hitting 70, 72 tomorrow. A bit breezy out of the southwest, 5 to 10 to maybe 18 miles per hour, but sunny, breezy, and 72 for your tomorrow. Temperatures, though, will take a big hit from not just tomorrow's high into tomorrow night's low down to 37, but during the overnight tomorrow night, mainly after midnight, you can see about a 40% chance of showers there in your forecast. And look what this big bad cold front does to Wednesday. Not quite a 30-degree swing, close to 25, though. Right now, we expect to see about 48 midweek. We'll go from 72 to 48. Gotta love Kentucky in the spring. Mostly cloudy on your Wednesday, a 30% chance of showers in the morning. Otherwise, winds out of the northwest up to 20 miles per hour. We'll see partly cloudy skies that night. 30 degrees for the low. The precipitation will be gone, though. But we will see some frost Wednesday night and into your Thursday morning for sure. And Thursday, we're only, as you're going to saw, hit about 51, mostly sunny, and a slight chance of some afternoon showers at 20%. Thereafter, Friday, we'll get back to the low 60s, some frost in the morning, sun in the afternoon, 41 that night, and a 30% chance of showers that night. Saturday, 61, mostly cloudy, and a 60% chance of showers for the first half of your weekend. Still, low 60s to mid at best for the entire forecast period. No more 70s for a while, and that, I hope, will change sooner than later.
And that'll do it for tonight. Just getting started this week as we are now on the downhill side of the month of April already. We've got 2 weeks left in the fourth month and a whole lot of news to start to work into it starting tomorrow. Good night again. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. And thank you as always for watching.